Hey gentlemen, welcome back. This is the third episode of Trendsetter Shaving, and today we're actually not going to be covering too much on actual shaving. Reason being is I watch shave video after shave video. I have a couple subscriptions to fellow YouTubers, Geo Fatboy, Nick Shaves, um, Busta. I mean, there's a lot of guys out there, really good guys. I got nothing against them, great guys. I've learned a lot from them. But one of the few things I have seen is beard maintenance. So I like to be a little different. I like to put things a little bit on the edge. So I'm going to do a little bit on beard maintenance today for some of you guys that have just a goatee, a mustache, maybe some crazy mutton chops, sideburns. Hey, get your manly on, man. Whatever you got going on, keep it going, you know? So we want to maintain what we got going, and I'm going to show you guys how to do that. As opposed to just doing a broad, boring shave video over and over and over. And, you know, I got no problem doing product review for you guys and things like that. So by all means, I mean, I'm getting started here with this series. So if you have something you want me to review or try, give me a holler. Leave it in the comments. But today, like I said, we're just going to be covering beard maintenance. So, first things first. If you're doing a full beard, a lot of people want to know, or a common question is, how long does it take me to get a full beard? You know, how long am I going to have to wait for it to grow in? Well, depending on your genetics and a lot of other variances, basically there's no correct answer to that, but what I would tell you guys is it takes the average man about 6 weeks to get a full on beard. Some people can hang for that amount of time, some can't. I myself right now, I'm at about 5 weeks. So as you can see, I mean, I don't really have too thick of a beard, but you know, hey, I can't be mad at my dad for genetics. It is what it is. So at least I can grow one, right? But some of you guys that, you know, can have a monster of a beard in 6 weeks and it's already down here, more power to you. I'm going to show you how to maintain that. So, first things first on that, you want to keep it hydrated. One of the number one misconceptions you guys make, and I myself even made before I got into this stuff, was that my beard hair is the same as my armpit hair and the same as my manly hair. Wrong. Way wrong. It is actually the same as the hair on your head. It's a lot finer. It might feel coarse like the hair on your armpits and everywhere else, but it is entirely different. It's much more sensitive hair as opposed to what's applied to it and what elements are is it exposed to and whatnot. So you want to keep it very clean, and one of the ways to do that is a pine tar soap like this, which as you can see I don't got a very big bar of it anymore. I got some more on the way, but Grandpa's pine tar soap I think is probably almost the only brand of it out there, but it's a no chemical, no nothing, just straight soap. But because it's pine tar, it's an oil stripper, which is great because it gets all the natural oils out of your beard and off your skin and stuff, and gets all the way down to the skin, which is really hard to do with just a generic face wash. But you know, aside from keeping it washed, you do want to condition it. And one of the things I use is, if you can believe it or not, mane and tail conditioner, which is like for show horses and stuff. I know that sounds really odd, but if you think about it, it's rational. There is logic behind it, because think of a horse's mane or tail. It's really coarse, right? Well, what's your beard? Your beard's really coarse. So it is a great conditioner. I use that stuff in the shower like maybe once every 3 days or so, just a little bit in there, like a dime size amount, and just let it soak for a minute, and then I go ahead and follow it up with this stuff here, and that gets my beard nice and you know, I don't know what the word is I'm looking for here aside from clean. I guess it gets it really permeated for, you know, grooming and all that sort of stuff. Next thing you're going to want when you have a beard is a beard brush of some kind. As cheesy as this is, it did come with a beard care kit. Um, graveorshave.com, very, very cool site. Um, they make all kinds of shave oils, which I'll get into that here in a minute. But the best thing to get is right here. Old school style military standard issue brush. And that's just like probably medium to coarse kind of style brush. If you don't want to get something like that because you want something with a handle, I'm not going to call you a sissy for wanting a handle. Some guys, it's preference. Just something like this. This is a Vidal Sassoon. Something like that with kind of a medium to hard bristle will work. But you do want to use beard oils after cleaning. And I don't use them every day. I use them probably every other day, every 2 days even. But these kind have a dripper in them. I don't know if you guys can see that. But you don't need very much. You can put a little bit in your hand and work it in. You can put it on the brush and work it in. Or you can even go as far as put the dripper on your face to get into hard to reach spots and kind of just rub it in. And they do come scented. This one's Bay Rum. Smells awesome. Smells like Bruce Campbell or 1950s all over again. It's freaking fantastic. But yeah, so throw a little bit of that in there. If you don't want to try an oil, because that's weird, you're like, ooh, oil, I have oily skin, I don't want that. Well, then they make this other thing by L'Oreal that is just a beard moisturizer. And there's a company just called, I believe, Shea and Butter, or Shave and Butter, something like that. Blue Box, orange writing. You can get it at Bed Bath & Beyond. I think I've seen it at Target. But they make the same thing, just a moisturizer, not necessarily an oil. It's kind of the same thing, it's just not as oily based. And basically it's like a lotion for your beard. So next thing you're going to want is a decent trimmer, beard trimmer. This is an Irelco, and this thing is pretty badass, guys. This thing goes all the way down to like the micrometers. Not even kidding. I don't know if you guys can see the tiny, tiny measurements on there. That thing goes way down. What you do not want to use is this. This is for hair on your head only, not your face. They do make beard trimmers of that style, but I still would just get something like this. That's more of a handheld, not a plug-in. So with all further ado, we will get to it. I guess the only other thing I have to show you, which is kind of irrelevant, they do still make this style. The old scissors and the little mustache comb. If you're going to go that route, well, I wouldn't go that route, but if you're going to go that route, the same thing applies. Just keep your beard well cleaned and oiled, hydrated, all that. But here we go. I'm going to show you guys how to trim this. I'm just going to trim up. Take maybe a little bit off. So the first thing we want to do is take our coarse brush, and we're just going to brush against the grain. And this is good too for shaving and whatnot if you do grow a beard out, just to get a growth pattern to see how your hair grows as far as your grain. So this will kind of help you learn that because you're going against that like you would a razor. So this kind of give you a feel as to which direction to move your hand to go against grain. But we just kind of poof that up. Now you don't want to wet your beard at all. You want your beard nice and dry when you're cutting it. That's another misconception a lot of gentlemen make, is they automatically go to, oh, I'm going to wet it because I wet my hair on my head and I wet when I shave. And well, when you're trimming a beard, you don't want to wet it because you want that hair really, really densely packed so that this will go right through it. Because this isn't going to do like a clean cut like a razor. This is oscillating blades. So it's basically, I mean, if we slowed it down and looked at it with a microscope, it's pinching the blade, or pinching the hairs off with the blades. But so I'm going to take this down. Less is more in this scenario. I'm going to go to like a 7 on here. But I just start with the neckline, and then work the jawline. Mustache is a little bit trickier. I like to kind of go at an angle. And you may want to kind of close your eyes when you're doing this. They will pop up, the hairs. So, I mean, I don't know if you guys have ever gotten one of these hairs in your eyes. It hurts like hell, so I would kind of do this number. Another cool trick is just kind of inflate your cheeks a bit. And there you go. That's pretty much the trim up on it. And I mean, after that, I usually kind of brush it back with the grain, kind of take a look at it. And I would show you guys how to apply an oil with this, but I'm actually planning on doing some touch-up shaving after this, so I'm not gonna. But for the most part, just kind of give it a look, see where you're at. Like I said, less is more with this. I always start with kind of a longer setting and then take more off as I need to. But that looks pretty good with me, or to me, you know, I'm happy with that. I'm happy with the result of that. But I will show you guys this cool trick. This thing has interchangeable heads. So if you're gonna do actual like trimming, like doing your lip, which I don't really need to right now, this is a cool trick I learned. You take a business card of any kind, and you can actually use it as a stencil, just like that. If you guys want those really tight lines in here, or even doing like a sideburn, or even like a hairline, you know, anything like that, or you're doing a squared off goatee, you just put it right where you need it like that, and just get right in there with that until you hit the card. And you know, I'm not going to do it right now because I'm keeping a full beard, but when I did have my like Hope pencil goatee and everything else, that is a awesome trick to know. And it's one of those things that's almost just ridiculous, because it's like, who would think of a business card? They do make actual things called a barber card. That's like a polyurethane to this. Don't bother. Just use a business card. I mean, it's actually more pliable than the real barber cards are. But I mean, it's pretty cool even for doing your lines right here and that sort of stuff. If you're not wanting to break out the old safety razor or straight edge to get in there with that stuff, you can just go ahead and do the card trick and then maybe touch it up with your Chevette or safety razor or whatever. But there you go, guys. I hope that kind of helps on showing you how to trim a beard and maintain it. It's pretty basic. I mean, it's really straightforward. But I guess the only other things I could tell you is, stupid as it sounds, just sitting there brushing your beard, you know, when you're right out of the shower, because the beard's all nice and soft, it actually does help it grow and whatnot. And if you want it to grow more, hair is basically protein. So anything with protein is good to keep in your diet, and fish oil. Fish oil helps your hair grow like crazy. So I would recommend vitamin D or some fish oil supplements. But other than that, man, that's all I got for you guys. So hopefully that's a broad range of what to do with beard trimming and how to keep it up. If you have any questions or comments or anything, go ahead and leave them below. And I will talk to you guys later.